Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that I have only recently considered, although I know that there are some people that have actually done this, and that is moving abroad while sick. Um, there's another lady, I think her name is Kelly. I think her name might be Hurricane Kelly. She also has a blog here on YouTube, and she was actually one of the first people. I actually found her, I think, through Periscope years ago. She moved, I think she moved to Taiwan first, and then now she's in Mexico, and she has lupus. And I remember thinking to myself, that is so scary. Like, so scary to me. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, even when I was healthy, I couldn't imagine leaving the United States um, and just going and living in another country. Um, and recently, if you've been watching some of my videos, I have been looking into stem cell therapy or regenerative medicine, which is not available here in the US. It is available in places like Germany, India, and Mexico, which is right below me here in Los Angeles. And so I've been looking into stem cell clinics, and for the first time ever, I've actually started thinking about, what that would be like, what it would be like for me to move to Mexico, specifically Mexico, because my parents are from there. They were born there, and so I could easily get Mexican citizenship, unlike somebody that wasn't born there that actually has to live there for a few years. And so, I have not done any kind of stem cell therapy or any kind of regenerative medicine yet. I'm still, I'm getting closer to that, but I'm still not there yet. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, it's only available there. And if it does help, would it be worth it for me to just go over there and live there? Because that's, you know, I can't get that kind of medical treatment here. So the two main reasons why I never really considered it, or well, I guess the three main reasons. I have a dog, so obviously I don't think I'd be able to take her with me because she's really old. So that's one thing that's keeping me here. And right now I'm currently on medication for my condition. And obviously that is probably just going to be here within the US. I don't think I could take it with me, but I only get like a month's supply at a time. So it would be very difficult for me to just be going back and forth every month. Very expensive as well. And then, of course, my fear of getting sicker over there, getting like food poisoning or something. That's always been a huge fear of mine, and a big reason why I don't even travel while I'm sick. I mean, apart from the fact that I have to be on a strict diet. Um, but a lot of things have been brought to my attention, and as I've been watching expats and people that have moved out there, I've been looking at videos on YouTube. The cost of living it's I didn't realize how big the difference was, how much cheaper it was to live out there. um I mean, obviously I'm in Los Angeles, so it's one of the most expensive places in the US. um but it's still, Mexico is still so much cheaper, and it has everything, to be honest. Like, I think one of the reasons why I never had like a good vibe, and I've been to Mexico, I have family out there, I have relatives and stuff over there. So it's not like I'm unfamiliar with Mexico, but I think the areas that I have visited, um, they're not poor areas. I have family in the capital. I have family in Colima, which is also like a kind of like a tropical sort of beach town, and we do have some other family members in a more country kind of area. But when I've gone to those places, there's tons of stuff to see, especially in the capital. But to me, it just wasn't appealing. I would not like to live in the capital, because it's like New York and LA all together. It's just so busy. There's a ton of pollution. I did end up getting really sick from my lungs when I went out there. I was, I think, 14 years old. So obviously, I did have a really, really great time, but health wise, I do know that there are consequences. Things are different in other countries. There's either more pollution, or if you go to a tropical place, there's more humidity, which can affect your health. There's more mosquitoes, more bugs, which can get you sick. So there's a lot of those different things. But I've been noticing that I'm sort of losing that fear as I'm seeing, the medical system is different. My options in the US are running out. Could I get the medication that I'm on over there? I probably could. I would need a different doctor and a prescription, which might be a challenge. But yeah, I could probably, somehow get it prescribed to me over there. But it's not, it is helping me. It's keeping my head above water, but I'm still having to look for something else. So I'm thinking, well, if I have to look for something else, then really what's keeping me here, right? If this medication can be replaced with something else, then that's one less thing that's keeping me here in the United States. And as I'm seeing the cost of living, that's sort of also making me lose the fear because here in the US, at least in California, studio apartments don't have a bedroom, run about 13 to 1500 per month. Actually, probably more than that right now. And it's just absolutely crazy. You can get like a 2-bedroom apartment in like Cancun for like $800 or something. I mean, it's unbelievable, the disparity between the cost of living. I did not realize that it was that much. I thought it was, I knew it was cheaper to live in Mexico. I didn't know it was that much cheaper to live in Mexico. So, apart from the treatment options, there are other more personal things. My family situation, my parents are, one of them is retired, the other one is going to retire soon. And they are also looking to leave California. It may not be for a few more years, but I'm going to eventually be faced with that decision to either go with them, likely to the desert, which, if you're chronically ill, you know that that's not a good idea for those of us who are sick and sensitive to heat. And I it's sad to say that my ties with my family and the support or the lack of support isn't something that is keeping me here. I'm here because I'm being given a place to live, I guess. And that's why I've remained with them so long. That, and I can't get an apartment out here. Even if I could afford it, nobody's going to rent to me here. In Mexico, the situation is, I mean, I think they barely even ask for a deposit, maybe 1 month deposit. And I think it's like month to month at any place, little apartment or something that you find out there. It's just such a different situation now that I'm looking into it. Yeah, I don't have a job. I'm disabled. I have basically a set income, so I know what kind of money I have to work with. And my money's going to go a lot farther in Mexico than it is here. So, it is a little sad to say that my family's not one of the things, it's not a deal breaker in this situation. They're not keeping me here. I have not lived alone ever in my life, which is one of my biggest, I mean, I can't say that it's a regret because I just have never been able to live alone. And it's one of the things that saddens me the most because I had always wanted to have my own place, my own space, my own area to just do whatever I need to do. And I've talked about that on here, that I don't even record these vlogs when my family is here because I don't want them to hear what I'm talking about. That talking about my medical issues is like basically prohibited in our house. So it almost feels like I have nothing left here in the US, or it's getting to that point where I have nothing, nothing keeping me here, with the exception of the dog, which I'm sure she's not going to last much longer at this point. And now that I've seen that there are other places besides the capital of Mexico, or besides these kind of smaller, you know, kind of country towns, there are other places. There are cities that are kind of in between. They're not huge cities, but they're not, country towns. There are places where there's stores and shopping malls, and little neighborhoods and stuff like that, similar to here. Mexico, by the way, is not a third world country. I keep seeing that coming up a lot, like in some of these vlogs, people having to say Mexico's not a third world country. I don't know why people think that Mexico's a third world country. I mean, they have, like I said, they have $1 billion regenerative medicine industry. There's a lot of money out there. It's just a cheaper cost of living. Um, so, it isn't what people think. A lot of people go to TJ or Rosarito, they go to the border towns, and the border towns tend to be kind of the ugliest of the country. Even here in the US, it's like the ugliest part of the country. So, once you really go into Mexico, there's other nicer places, small towns that are just nice. And that's the other thing that I've been sort of noticing from a lot of the vlogs that I've been watching, is that there seems to be a sort of ease in Mexico. I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to say sleepiness. There are some towns, like Colima is a very sleepy town. It's a tropical kind of close to the beach, and it is kind of sleepy, but that's not what I'm talking about. I feel like the lifestyle over there is just so much more relaxed. Even people that have careers and stuff, I don't know. It seems like people are just happier. It's kind of weird. The lady I was talking about at the beginning of this video, she seems a lot happier over there. And, she was, I think, she was either from Florida or Georgia. And she seems just so much happier. And, she still struggles with her health, but it's like she's, she can live by herself. She can afford a housekeeper and a cook and stuff like that. And she's not breaking the bank, and I look at those things and I'm just like, man, this is, what am I doing here? um, I just don't travel. I've just always been very scared of traveling. And even as when I was younger, when I went to Mexico, I was terrified of traveling. But now that I'm being faced with this, an uncertain future, my dad, I think, is planning to retire at the beginning of next year. The beginning of next year is like 2 months away. It's October when I'm filming this, and then we're gonna have a couple more years, maybe here in California. So, I'm really gonna be faced with that decision. Like, I can't say that I'm gonna have. I mean, like I said, I could go wherever they go, but is it worth it, right? um am I getting the help that I need? Am I getting, I mean, they're getting paid to help me, am I getting my money's worth out of it? I'm not really sure. um the other thing too is feeling like, maybe I need a change, maybe I need to go somewhere else, maybe I need to see what life is like somewhere else, even though I am sick. um a lot of people complain about our medical system here in the US. And, what is it like somewhere else? Am I going to get a different perspective? Am I going to get different care? I can pay for it out of pocket a lot easier over there. I'm paying for it out of pocket here. I have one doctor that I pay out of pocket. So what is my concern with going to another country and having to pay out of pocket? It's going to be cheaper. So I start thinking about those things, and it's just really fear, I think, that has kept me from really considering it as an option. And like I said, as a dual citizen, if I can get my citizenship, I can buy a house. I mean, I was looking at home prices, and I'm like, man, I have more than a down payment, already for a house out there in a nice area. You know what I mean? Like, it was just shocking to me. And I think that's uniquely American, the fact that we have zero, like, um concept of what it's like to live in other countries, because we just believe that, you know, everything is just the best here in the United States. And I mean, we are very fortunate. We are very spoiled. That's also another thing that, um, you know, the COVID situation has really brought to the surface a lot of the issues that we have here in this country. And you start looking at other countries and how they're handling the situation, and they're just doing so much better. You know, you're not going to get the same pushback in other countries over masks, over, vaccination and things like that. And, you know, I'm starting to wonder if it would even be healthier, healthier for me to, or safer to go to another country. If a difference in the climate, I'm here in California, we've had wildfires. Just the other day, I went for a walk and it smelled like it was burning. The air has been horribly dry here. As I'm talking to you, like, I have to keep drinking water because it's, the air is so dry. My skin is so dry. My scalp, and I'm thinking, I never considered any of those things ever. I never thought to myself, if a move to a different climate could possibly help to relieve some of my symptoms. I know that a hotter climate will make it worse. A desert climate will definitely make it worse, but I never considered something different. So, now that I'm looking at all of these things, it's like, well, life isn't really, it's not doing much for me here. If I had a good job, if I had, I don't know, a relationship here or children or something, then I would say, well, yeah, I have an entire life here. But as time goes on, I feel like I have less and less of a life here in this country, sadly. And, I don't know. It's been such a weird feeling. It's kind of an unsettling feeling. The thought of me even going to Mexico, where I have family, I have family in Mexico. It's not like I'm going, to, China or something. I mean, I know people that have gone to China to teach English and stuff like that. That is like totally, I know the language. I know Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish, so I can communicate. I'm not going into totally uncharted territory. I think it's just been this fear of, my illness, I guess, but just ignorance. My ignorance and a sense of superiority, because I think we do have that a lot as Americans. And being that I was born here, and I have had people tell me, you're very fortunate that you were born in the United States, not just a naturalized citizen like my parents, but that I was actually born here, because we have so many more advantages. And there are some things that are easier. We have a lot of stuff here. We can get things so much easier here, but it's weird. I can't explain the feeling. It's a very kind of like a spooky, kind of weird feeling to think that I may be living in another country, and possibly even living a happier life. I think that's been one of the things, and I might have to make a separate video because this one's running a little long, but I feel like I've been absolutely miserable, particularly this summer. It's 2021. And I just feel like I haven't really been paying attention to that feeling, but when I look at it and when I actually think about it, it's a feeling of misery. And, I'm kind of tired of it. I'm kind of tired of feeling miserable and like garbage, and like there's just nothing, left. Kind of desperate. It's like a weird, desperate feeling. So that's what I got for you guys today. I would, if you're considering a move, whether you're sick or not, I would check out, just go into YouTube, check out, expat to Mexico or expat to wherever it is that you're looking to move. There's so many videos. There are a lot of people. I'm surprised at the amount of people that have actually moved out to Mexico in the last couple of years. It seems like a lot of people have left the U.S. And I don't see them saying, I don't see regret. I don't hear regret. You know, they come back to the US to handle like family business or something, and they're just like, I can't wait to leave the US, which is, it's kind of sad to say that. It's sad to feel that. Um, but I'm relating a lot to it. And to see people that are just, that have very few, if any, regrets leaving the US is just, it's telling me a lot. So anyways, that's what I've got for you guys today. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about. I'm still going to continue to look into this. I may have more videos on this topic as time goes on. So yeah, I look forward to just continuing, looking into this and letting you guys know how I feel about it, because I think it is very interesting and surprising. I have been very surprised with what I've learned. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys again soon. Take care.